What's up and happy mental push-up Monday. I hope you're ready to get in the gym and get these mental push-ups. So today, guys, we are going to talk about how CNN shifted my perspective, or taught me about perspective. So a few weeks ago, when we first entered into quarantine, I was a little bit concerned. I'm not going to lie. I was a tad bit concerned. I was like, okay, how is this going to impact my family? How is it going to impact my finances? Like, just different things I'm concerned about. So I go to the most trusted resource that we would think would be CNN. So I am obsessed. I'm scrolling. I'm just checking it probably like every hour, maybe every 30 minutes. I'm on the Facebook and the IG, and I'm just a scroll. I felt like I had no control over myself. I couldn't stop. But it wasn't helping the situation. It wasn't changing my perspective at all. I literally was just like, the world is going to end. It's all over. Like, just thinking these really negative thoughts. So ultimately, I pulled myself together and I shifted my perspective. And so perspective is really a powerful thing because we can see things in multiple ways. Like, I can see it one way, you can see it another way, and we can have a completely different experience in terms of what happened or what needs to get done, things like that. So I want to share with you the 4 A's of perspective. The first A is I had to accept the reality. And this one was a challenge because the reason when I sat with myself, I recognized that the reason I was obsessed with CNN was because I was hoping that they were going to tell me something different, and I was in denial about what was actually going on. I said, no, this cannot be real. But I had to accept where we are. And especially I'm thinking about as educators, like, oh man, it's a possibility that I may or may not see my students for a while, things like that. So the first thing is just to be honest. And when we think about changing behaviors and moving into like a new normal, the first thing that we have to do is be real about what's true. Because often behaviors won't change, or our mindsets won't change until we accept the current reality. Once we identify that this is like, okay, this is the reality, the next thing, thinking about, okay, where do I want to go? What do I want to do over this next 30 days? Like, what are the things that I want to spend my time and energy on? So I think about the fact that, as an educator, that we often, like, because our work is so fast paced, like, when do we have time to like really work on our craft and do things like that? So one of the skills that I've acquired is I've been learning calculus, man. Like, I've always felt a little self-conscious about it, but I've taught myself some calculus, some derivatives, some integration. Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, but those are some things that I wanted to work on, right? So like, even like rest and relationships, these are some things that I've committed to saying like, oh, I want to work on these things. So I created a 30-day plan. The things that I want to put my time and energy in for the next 30 days. And I'll say the third part of that is, I'd say, accountability. Better together, guys. Like, you don't have to do this alone. But one of the things that I've done is I've created, or a few of the people I know, that we've created an accountability group. So we have this spreadsheet, and we write down 3 goals that we want to accomplish every single day. I mean, it can be from the smallest thing to the biggest thing, right? Like, right now I'm cleaning out my closet. My room, like, if you could see it right now, it's insane. But it's definitely been helpful to know that it's other people that I'm working with. We're holding each other accountable. And if we don't meet our goals, we do $2. Maybe you don't want to do that, but it has been helpful because I know that works for me. Like, I need some pain to get me moving sometimes. Just being real. But accountability, better together. Like, maybe find a group of people that you can say like, hey, what do you, hold me accountable to the things that I actually want to accomplish. And lastly, I'd say action. Once you identify what the thing is, you found some people that can maybe hold you accountable and, work together on that thing, just act on it. It's literally that simple. In summary, keep in mind that we have no control over the global pandemic or the global crisis that is going on right now. However, we do have control of our perspectives. Several years ago, I went to this conference, and it was this, and one of the executives, he comes up there and he talks about 2 companies that he was managing. He said this: he threw this equation on the board. He said E plus R equals O. And I was like, what does that mean? But as he described the companies, he said, okay, this one company, they were both at the same place, having the same things happen in their company. However, this one company, they produced a ridiculous amount of revenue. And so looking at it, he was like, man, I don't get it. So he started discovering, he started talking to the executives, the people in the company. And it was their response. Because the equation that he had written up there, event plus response equals outcomes. The company that responded in a completely different way, they changed their perspective, they changed how they operated, they had different outcomes because their response was different. The response is our perspectives, guys. The event has happened. We are in a global crisis. But our response to this, how we evolve, how we spend this time, how we spend our energy, whatever it is we need this time. And there's nothing wrong with getting rest. I want to tell you that too. But it's all about our response and our perspective. That's what's going to determine the outcomes when we come out of this thing. And I'm out.